Welcome to the 2016 Scholar Athlete Ceremony. This evening, the Bristol Sports Hall of Fame honors the young men and women from Bristol's 3 high schools. These scholar athletes are the best and the brightest from the fields and courts of athletic competition and from the classrooms. The Hall of Fame congratulates the parents, guardians, teachers, and coaches who have made this evening possible. To the students, congratulations on earning the Scholar Athlete Award. Many of the seniors with us tonight are repeat honorees, and many of the juniors will be repeat honorees. To excel academically while putting in such large amounts of time and energy for practice, playing, and travel is quite an accomplishment and bodes very well for the success of these scholar athletes after high school. The young men and women being honored tonight have earned this award because they are committed to academic and athletic success. The Hall of Fame will continue this tradition because it reflects our mission of standing for academic excellence while encouraging young men and women to develop all the gifts they've been given. Please enjoy your evening, and thank you for a job well done.
Thank you, Jack. In defense of that joke that he told, I'm told it has a great pedigree. It was first used by Abraham Lincoln in 1863, just before the Gettysburg Address. So it's well worn, but still good. Also, you might have noticed that while he was speaking, the microphone kicked off. Anybody that goes over 30 seconds up here, that's what happens. At this time, we'd like to call on Mayor Ken Cockayne to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Good evening. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, we would like to recognize a few individuals here among us. First of all, Mr. Kerry DuPont, President of St. Paul Catholic High School. And also, we wanted to recognize Dave Dennehy from St. Paul Catholic High School, who recently was awarded the State Award of Merit by the Connecticut Association of Athletic Directors. Dave Dennehy. At this time, we will have invocation performed by Monsignor Thomas M. Ginty of St. Matthew's Church.
Thank you. It's an honor to be asked to do the invocation, but really I was asked to be here for Jack Hines to administer last rites to his opening joke. I bury people that are older than that, but let us pray. Oh God, you give us bodies as well as minds and hearts with which to praise and worship you. Our sports and exercises are a fitting use of the gifts and talents that you have given us. Bless those for whom we gather here this evening to honor. Reward them for their goodness and provide many to follow in their footsteps. Give us all the strength of endurance and perseverance in finishing the race as we pause this evening to give them thanks. Keep us safe and healthy as we celebrate our Bristol sports and all the good men and women who make them possible. And finally, bless us, O Lord, in these thy gifts which we're about to receive through bounty. Amen.
And I'd like to introduce Dave Mills to give you some background into the Joe McGinn Award. Dave.
Thank you, Jack. Adjust the microphone. It's a joke between Jack and I. To those of you that have been at this dinner before, you may have heard some of the remarks I'm going to make about Joey. His story hasn't changed. However, it's been embellished a little bit by something I'm going to share with you at the end of the talk. I get a little teary-eyed sometimes when I think about Joey and some of the things that he was able to accomplish. So I'm going to take the opportunity to read this, if I may, and just tell you a little bit about Joey. How many people here know who Joey was? Anybody? Quite a few of you here, okay? Well, I appreciate the opportunity to give you some information on who Joey McGinn was and why we honor his memory with this award. Most of you in attendance tonight have achieved great things in your particular area because of hard work and good parental support. What if that wasn't enough and you had to overcome a physical, mental, or emotional challenge? Would you be up to it? That's why I call this award the Inspirational Award. It's presented to those who have overcome a huge challenge in their life and endured and inspired others. Let me tell you a little bit about Joey McGinn. Joey was stricken at a young age with a debilitating and progressive kidney ailment. Joey spent a great deal of time in and out of hospitals, missing many days of school. Through hard work and help from many, he was able to remain on grade while participating in basketball and Little League Baseball. However, upon reaching high school, Joey was too small to participate at that level. He did, however, succeed as a member of the golf team. The disease limited Joey's growth. I still remember him coming to my house, proclaiming that he'd reached the 5-foot mark during his senior year in high school. Joey was one of the most popular students in school, being very outgoing and possessing a tremendous sense of humor. So many people were happy to call him their friend. During his senior year at Bristol Eastern, Joey had a successful kidney transplant. That summer, he competed in the Transplant Olympics in Los Angeles. One of Joey's friends, Steve Peichel, now the head coach at Rutgers University and former captain at UConn, introduced Joey to Coach Jim Calhoun. Their friendship was instantaneous. Coach Calhoun helped Joey enroll at Northeastern, and after a successful year there, assisted him in transferring to UConn. There he became the team manager and took his spot on the bench, a spot he never surrendered. Joey graduated from UConn and went to work at ESPN. It was at that point that his health became more of a challenge. Joey lost both of his legs as a result of the disease. This did not stop him. He continued to work, to drive, live on his own, and influence those around him. His great sense of humor, putting people at ease. Fast forward to 1999. Joey had attended the Big East tournament with the UConn team. They had won the tournament and plans were being made to attend the West Regional of the NCAA. Joey passed away suddenly, just as the team won the regional. Upon hearing of Joey's death, Coach Calhoun organized a memorial mass that the team attended at the Air Force Academy. One of the gifts that were given to the team at that point was team watches. Coach Calhoun sent his watch back to Joey's parents to place in his coffin. The Final Four started for UConn with Joey's picture on every team member's locker and ended with the national championship victory over Duke. When Coach Calhoun finished cutting down the nets, he left the piece on the rim. When asked about it after the game, Coach said, "That's for Joey. We wouldn't have won without him tonight." I hope this gives you an idea of who Joey was, but more importantly, I hope his legacy will live on through the recipients of this reward with equally compelling stories. Whenever you think it's tough for you, look around and remember Joey McGinn. But the essence of Joey was in his ability to wake up every day, knowing he was going to feel sick, yet having the will to fight through it. Joey did not have the luxury of planning for tomorrow. He had to live and get through today. He amazed the medical staff with his attitude and perseverance. Joey's wish was to be normal and fit in. I'd like to take an additional moment to inform you of the expansion of Joey McGinn's legacy. Last Thursday, I had the pleasure to attend an event in Boston for an organization created 4 years ago by a former Bristol Eastern and Tufts University football captain named Jay Calnan. Jay is well aware of Joey McGinn's struggles and took his example in a long life fight for a normal life to a new level by forming an organization called Team Impact. Jay, along with former teammate Dan Kraft, launched a program that creates relationship for kids with life-threatening illnesses with collegiate teams throughout the country. In essence, exactly what Coach Calhoun did for Joey. As a matter of fact, Coach Calhoun was the keynote speaker at the event 2 years ago. Team Impact in 4 short years has grown from 20 kids in Massachusetts to over 900 kids in 45 states, 400 schools, in excess of 25,000 collegiate athletes. Their goal is to match every kid that wishes to be matched with a team throughout the country. On a Bristol note, there are 2 Bristol kids matched with Connecticut teams. One is with Jen Rosati and the women's basketball team, and soon we'll have an article in the paper about that. And there's a 7-year-old boy who is a member of the Trinity College football team. I challenge you to look around and see if there is someone's life that you can impact. I wish to close with a quote from Winston Churchill. We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. What are you willing to give? At this time, I'd like to introduce Karen DeBerry and Patty Thompson, I'm sorry. I'm going to introduce Patty first, who would like to say a few words, and then we'll introduce Karen to present the award. Patty Thompson.
Good evening. I want to begin this evening by thanking the members of the Bristol Sports Hall of Fame. It's hard to believe that 16 years have passed since Joe's death. At times it seems like yesterday he would be debating his March Madness bracket with anybody that would listen to him. And it's amazing to me that every year you find a recipient that resembles a piece of Joe. Every recipient has personified courage and strength and has inspired others to never give up, and to be reminded that tough times may not last forever, but truly tough people do. This year's recipient is no different. For those of you who didn't know Joe as a child, Joe would be outside in his Halloween costume, being an Army soldier, running from bush to bush, playing combat, holding toy guns and making noises, because back then you could do that and you wouldn't get in trouble. But that's what he would do, and he would think he was the coolest thing ever, and he'd say when he grows up he's going to be an Army guy. So this year it seems only fitting again that the Hall of Fame found somebody, Matt Lavoie, that's a perfect recipient for the Joe McGinn Award. So on behalf of Joe and myself, as well as my parents, it's my pleasure to give you this award, and I thank you for your dedication and your courage of serving our country and keeping all of us safe. And I know my brother would be very happy that you're receiving this tonight in his name, so thank you. Congratulations.
At this time, I'd like to introduce Karen DeBerry from Tungus University, or Tungus Community College. I elevated the program to university.
When Matt Lavoie texted me to let me know he was receiving an award from the Bristol Sports Hall of Fame in honor of a person who exemplified courage in the face of adversity, I wasn't surprised. Bernie Keefe called me to ask if I'd be willing to introduce Matt Lavoie, and I am so honored to be here tonight for Matt. Matt was a 2005 graduate of Bristol Eastern. He enlisted in the Army, was promoted to sergeant, and deployed to Iraq in 2007. In September 2008, he was severely injured in an explosion. But that's Matt's story to tell. I didn't know Matt then. I met Matt as a student veteran at Tungus Community College in a place called the Veterans Oasis on campus. Matt is very deserving of this award. He demonstrates perseverance and strength of character every day. Matt has faced incredible challenges, yet he chooses to live his life with purpose, realizing you can't change the past, but with the right attitude and people you care about, you can live a life filled with promise, meaningful relationships, and appreciation for our freedoms. I think we can all admire this young man, not just because he served our country, but because he continues to fight every day to live a life that he can be proud of. Matt Lavoie.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Matthew Lavoie, and I graduated from Bristol Eastern High School in 2005. After graduation, I decided to join the United States Army to serve in the infantry. In June of 2007, my unit received orders that we would be deploying to Iskandariyah, Iraq. After being in country for about 12 months with constant missions of danger, my platoon received orders to patrol a fish farm area that was located within our zone. After the mission was complete, we proceeded back to our patrol base when disaster struck. I was the lead vehicle within the convoy of 5 Humvees when I heard the loudest explosion I have ever heard in my life. My vehicle was hit by a large-scale daisy chain IED. I suffered tremendous injuries, including my arm completely mangled and part of a steering wheel went through my upper right leg, which I had to pull out myself. I lived in Washington, D.C. at Walter Reed Army Medical Center for about 3 years and had over 45 surgeries to repair my arm. Also, I went through very painful occupational and physical therapy. Now that I am home in my hometown of Bristol, I decided to return to school to receive my bachelor's degree in criminal justice. The only thing that this insane day in my life has taught me is to never give up on your dreams and stay positive even through the roughest of times. No matter what direction your life takes you, never quit and work as hard as you can to achieve goals to make you a successful person. I would like to thank you personally from the bottom of my heart for this award, and I am extremely grateful. With the payment raised, I will be donating it to the Tunxus Community College Veterans Oasis for all the help that they have given each and every veteran on that campus. I would also like to say good luck to all the students being honored here tonight, and remember, never give up on your dreams.
This is the Joe McGill Award, presented to the Bristol Sports Hall of Fame to Matt Lavoie. This award is presented to you in recognition of your positive attitude, courage, dedication, and determination, March 31st, 2016. And we also have a check for $200 that Matt can decide what he wants to do with that. And Matt, I'll present that to you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
The speaker this year will be Angela Daly from Bristol Eastern High School. To present Angela to you, we'll call on Carly Fortin, principal of Bristol Eastern High School.
Thank you. So I'd like to begin actually by mentioning that every time I hear of the amazing accomplishments and contributions, even more than that, of BE alumni, and we've heard a few names mentioned tonight, specifically Matt Lavoie, I have to say I'm honored and humbled to be the principal of this great school. So congratulations again, Matt. I also wanted to thank the Bristol Sports Hall of Fame for providing this opportunity to recognize our student athletes. I suspect that every student athlete in this room has a gift of an extra hour. Somehow they have more than 24 hours in their day. I know Angela does, because she certainly couldn't have accomplished all that she has with the day that I have of just 24 hours. Angela is taking some of our most rigorous classes at our high school, and she's done so well that she's remained in the top 10% of her class. She is obviously an excellent athlete, all-state volleyball player, multi-team captain of our volleyball and tennis teams. And on top of all of that, she is in 3 National Honor Societies, National Honor Society, and then also our Science and Spanish National Honor Societies, and even finds time to give back to the community through our Student Council. This year, our Student Council has had the greatest number of blood drives than they've ever had in previous years, the past 10 years. So she is a very busy girl. On top of all of that, she has a smile that can light up this room. So it is my privilege to introduce to you Angela Daly.
my name is Angela Daly and I'm a senior at Bristol Eastern High School. First off, I would like to thank the Bristol Sports Hall of Fame for hosting this event, as well as recognize them for giving a $1,500 scholarship to a senior from each of the 3 high schools in Bristol. It is greatly appreciated that they support our student athletes. I would also like to thank my teachers, my coaches, and my family who have supported me in all my endeavors as a student athlete. It is an honor to be chosen to speak tonight on behalf of the 2016 Scholar Athletes in the City of Bristol. The question that was posed to me was, what does it feel like to be a Scholar Athlete? I know from my own experience that it is never easy and it takes a lot of hard work and dedication to try to be the best student I could be, as well as the best athlete I could be. I'm sure that most of the Scholar Athletes in this room tonight would agree that we are required to sacrifice a lot of our time to be able to excel in both. There were many times most of us had to stay up studying all night, go to a long day of school, take a test, and then have to prepare for a game or tough practice, only to go home and do it all over again. There were many times that we have had to miss out on social events and spending time with friends and family to be able to focus on both school and sports. And there are many times where I'm sure we as student athletes could have given up in a classroom or on the court or field, but we never quit. Managing our time between sports and schoolwork can be very stressful, but it always pays off in the end. I believe that taking on these challenges and creating a balance between academics and sports served us as a great stepping stone that has helped us prepare for our futures. I would like to congratulate all the Scholar Athletes that are here this evening and all the parents, coaches, role models, and people that helped us achieve this award and make this night such a special event. Thank you.
Thank you, Angela. At this time, we are going to do the scholarship presentations. There's a Scholar Athlete from each of the 3 high schools that will receive a $1,500 scholarship from the Bristol Sports Hall of Fame. John Smith is the chairman of the scholarship committee, and he wrote up a fairly involved description of the program and the recipients. And unfortunately, he could not be here tonight. Unfortunately for me, because I'm supposed to be the one to read this now. I think I was chosen because I am the closest to him in height among the directors of As has been the case for the past several years, the Bristol Sports Hall of Fame awards annually a $1,500 scholarship to one outstanding student athlete from each high school located in Bristol: Bristol Central, Bristol Eastern, and St. Paul. The selection of scholarship recipients is based on the review of several criteria, including academic success, faculty references, applicant's essay, and financial need. This year, significant emphasis was placed on the essay, which afforded the selection committee greater insight into how participation in sports has impacted the lives of the applicants. 25 applications were submitted this year. As in the past, all applicants had achieved academic success during the first 7 semesters of their high school careers, as well as gaining success in the field of athletics. Additionally, all candidates also have and continue to exhibit outstanding citizenship qualities at both the school and community level. By their own admission, their volunteer activities have helped them to understand basic human needs, while also giving them the sense of personal achievement. Selecting recipients for the Sports Hall of Fame scholarship has always been a daunting task. Each applicant possesses attributes which differentiate one from another. In the end, however, one from each school must be selected. However, it must be noted that all the candidates have established themselves not only as outstanding scholar athletes, but also as fine young men and women. Now for the scholarship recipients. First, from Bristol Central High School, Roberto Luis Fuentes. Roberto, from right up here and stand next to me while I embarrass you. Roberto Luis Fuentes has distinguished himself as a leader in sports, but also in school and community activities. He has served as captain of both the indoor track and cross-country teams. He also was the division champion on 2 occasions. When not participating in sports, Roberto has been busy, busy, busy. He has been the class president for the past 3 years, a member of the Student Council, the National Honor and Spanish Honor Society, band, debate club, Boys State, and more. He is recognized as an AP Scholar, recipient of the St. Michael's College Book Award, the George Eastman Young Leaders Award, and additionally, he has held various jobs. He has been a United Way volunteer and religious education teacher. It must also be noted that in grade 6, he was a recipient of the Award of Merit for heroic, life-saving action for performing the Heimlich maneuver on a student who was choking during lunch. Roberto plans to study chemical engineering in college and graduate school. Roberto Luis Fuentes. From Bristol Eastern High School, Morgan Dauphiné. Morgan Dauphiné has achieved one of the top academic rankings in her class. She's a member of the National Honor Society, French Honor Society, and Science Honor Society, and serves as Vice President of the Student Council. She's also served as a volunteer for the Red Cross, Salvation Army, and Lions Club. In the sports arena, Morgan has participated in tennis, basketball, and was the captain of the soccer team in 2015. She believes that playing sports has had a significant impact on life skills that will serve her well in all her future endeavors. Her ultimate goal is to attend medical school. She will begin her college career by attending either Gettysburg College or the University of Delaware. Morgan Dauphiné. And from St. Paul, Jackson Hines. In the Academy Awards, you make sure the winners are up front. We made a mistake somewhere here. Jackson Hines has been a 3-sport athlete for 4 years at St. Paul's and has served as the team captain for soccer, basketball, and baseball. He has also been an active volunteer in school and community programs. He's a member of the National Honor Society and Latin Honor Societies. He has been a member of the Communication Leaders Advancing School Improvement Program, wow, a tutor at the Boys and Girls Club and the Family Center of Bristol. He is a youth basketball coach and student teacher at Chippens Hill Middle School. Albert Wallace, the Dean of Student Life at St. Paul's, states the following: Jackson takes pride in who he is and those activities in which he is involved and the institution of which he is a member. Jackson has been accepted in the honors program at Suffolk University and plans to pursue a career in law. Jackson Hines. I'd like to now present Bernie O'Keefe to have some closing remarks.
And it never ends until tonight. And somehow it just seems to come together. I take a look and I see all you scholar athletes out there, and I'd like to have all of you stand for 1 minute if you please. Now 30 seconds, but all of you stand up at once. Come on, move! I athletes to pay attention and give credit to the people that have helped you get here, your parents. And most of them are here tonight, and you owe them a considerable degree of praise, and I hope you'll do it now. I don't hear any applause. Just sit down, okay? You know, someone said tonight, gee, you guys that make up the Tramps do a great job. And I thought, but you know what? We are not the Tramp organization in town. They're a separate entity. The Sports Hall of Fame runs programs like this, okay? But we are a separate entity, so try to look us up on our website, okay? It's new, it's exciting, you can learn an awful lot from it, okay? And I think that when you met Mr. Jack Hines, he gave the introduction. His idea is fulfilled tonight because he was the one that came up with this idea, not just to honor athletes, but to honor athletes who were scholars as well. And this is 18 years. In 18 years, this organization, which is an all-volunteer organization, there's only about 20 people on the board of directors, has raised and donated $49,000 in scholarships. Now, if you add the $4,500 that we gave today, that's another sizable sum. And we have honored 1,262 scholars over that period. I mean, I think that's really an accomplishment. It reflects on the caliber of kids that go to school in the city of Bristol. And I'm proud to live in Bristol. I'm proud to be part of this organization. And there's an awful lot of work that goes behind the scenes to put on an event like this. It's very seldom that we get a chance to honor one that does that. But there is a young lady in the audience tonight by the name of Linda Kilborn. Anybody know her? Yep. Yeah, well, give her a good round of applause because she represents the secretaries in the school that do all the work to get you kids on the list. I'm not going to mention much about the DAs because, you know, they just make up schedules to play games, that's all. Okay? But I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, this is a real wonderful event. I think you kids should be very proud of yourselves, and I'm proud of the organization that puts this on. The only other thing I'd say, I'd like to have all the members of the board of directors stand and be recognized because they do an awful lot of work. Ready, gentlemen, ladies? Yeah, see? Come on. Believe me, all the people that participated in this program tonight. Jack, the only thing I can say, where is he? Krampus. Jack, look, I asked, I did not intend to plop you in that role with the scholarships. I asked Gail and I asked Chris, and they were both bigger than I was. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've had a wonderful time. I'm very proud with this organization to be involved in putting this on, and I turn it back to Jack. You can say good night, I guess.
I have been told to emphasize that tonight's event will be available for viewing at the Bristol Sports Hall of Fame website. That is www.bshof.org. All group pictures and individual pictures will be available on our site. And the program shows benediction, but Monsignor Ginty had to leave early. I was an altar boy for about 6 years, so I'm going to say Dominus Vobiscum et cum spiritu tuo. See ya.